Hello everyone. Our mind is an amazing thing. Even if you didn't sleep well the last night, you can still turn your sleepless day into a better day by thinking you got a great night's sleep. This is called placebo sleep. So why don't you try this for a more productive day? Alright, my today's video is about 4 main spheres of the earth and their importance. The understanding of sphere in this situation means to surround. The carbon is the 4th most abundant element in the universe. In fact, the carbon constitutes the very definition of life, as its presence or absence help us to determine whether a molecule is organic or inorganic. The movement of carbon between the Earth's lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere, biosphere is described by the carbon cycle. So now, why is the carbon cycle important to the living things? The carbon cycle replaces the carbon that has been used by the living things so that it can be used over again. For example, carbon dioxide is used by the plants for their survival. In turn, they give out oxygen which is used for our survival. Therefore, the carbon cycle is tied to the availability of oxygen in the atmosphere. Now, let's know about each of the spheres in detail, starting with lithosphere. Lithosphere is referred as the solid rocky crust that covers the entire planet. This solid rocky crust is composed of number of different rocks that are grouped into 3 categories based on how they are formed. The 3 different types of rocks are metamorphic rocks, igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks. Metamorphic rocks. A metamorphic rock is formed by the heat and pressure from the pre-existing rocks. Next, igneous rocks. How they are formed. Extremely hot fluid or semi-hot fluid under the Earth's surface is called as magma. When hot magma is cooled, it begins to harden to create an igneous rocks. Next, sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are the product of weathering, transportation, deposition, compaction and cementation. So now, what is weathering? Weathering is a process where a rock is dissolved by the action of rainwater or by the extremes of temperatures and break down into smaller and smaller pieces called sediments. These sediments are transported away by the action of wind, flowing water, waves, glaciers, etc. and added to a land on a new location. This is deposition. Compaction happens when the sediments are buried deeply and placed under pressure because of the weight of the overlying layers. This suppresses them together very tightly. And finally, cementation of the sediments to form a rock. Earth's surface is composed of 2 types of lithospheres. One is continental lithosphere, other is oceanic lithosphere. Continental lithosphere has large land masses called continents. There are 7 continents: Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Australia and Antarctica. Starting with Asia. Asia is the largest continent. It covers 1/3 of the total land area of the earth. Tropic of Cancer passes through the continent Asia. Next, Europe. Europe is separated from Asia by the Ural Mountains on the west. The combined landmass of Europe and Asia are called Eurasia. Arctic Circle passes through the continent Europe. Next, Africa. Africa is the only continent through which Tropic of Cancer, Equator and Tropic of Capricorn pass. The world's longest hot desert, the Sahara Desert, is located in Africa. North America and South America are connected to each other by a narrow strip of land called Isthmus of Panama. Next, Australia. Australia is surrounded on all the sides by seas and oceans. Therefore, Australia is called as an island continent. Next, Antarctica. South Pole lies at the center of this continent. There are no human settlements. It is permanently covered with thick ice sheets. India has research stations in Antarctica. Those are Maitri and Dakshin Gangotri. Next, oceanic lithosphere. Oceanic lithosphere has huge water bodies called oceans. The 3 chief movements of ocean waters are waves, tides and ocean currents. 5 major oceans are Pacific Ocean. It is almost circular in shape. The continents surrounding the Pacific Ocean are North America, South America, Asia and Australia. Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the earth, lies in the Pacific Ocean. Next, Atlantic Ocean. It is S-shaped ocean. The continents surrounding the Atlantic Ocean are North America, South America, Europe and Africa. It is the busiest ocean from the commerce point of view. Why? Because the coastline is ideal location for natural harbors and ports. Indian Ocean. It is triangular in shape. The continents covering the Indian Ocean are Africa, Australia and Asia. It is the only ocean named after a country, that is India. Southern Ocean. It is also called as Antarctic Ocean. It comprises the southernmost waters of the world ocean and generally taken to be south of 60 degrees south latitude encircling the Antarctica. Arctic Ocean. Arctic Ocean lies in the Arctic Circle and surrounds the North Pole. The Arctic Ocean meets the Pacific Ocean at the narrow stretch of shallow waters called Bering Strait. International Hydrographic Organization recognizes it as an ocean, even though some oceanographers call it as an Arctic Sea. Next, Hydrosphere. Hydrosphere includes all forms of water in the Earth's environment like oceans, lakes, rivers, snow, glaciers, water underneath the Earth's surface, and even the water vapor present in the atmosphere. It is believed that 70% of Earth's surface is covered by hydrosphere. Next, atmosphere. Atmosphere helps us to maintain a global average temperature of 14 degrees at the surface of the Earth. The Earth's atmosphere is a layer of gases held close to its surface by gravity. Those gases are nitrogen 78%, oxygen 21%, and water vapor 0 to 4%. Water vapor varies from 0 to 4% depending on the temperature, pressure and location. These three constitute about 99% of the dry air present in the atmosphere. The remaining 1% is made up of trace amounts of argon, carbon dioxide, neon, helium, methane, nitrous oxide, ozone, hydrogen. Next, layers of the atmosphere. Troposphere. Starting at the ground level, it extends up to 18 kilometers above the sea level. We humans live in troposphere. Most of the clouds appear here because 99% of water vapor present in the atmosphere is found in troposphere. All the weather happenings from hurricanes to lightnings occur here. The temperature decreases as you go up, but sometimes temperature increases as you go higher. This is called temperature inversion. Next, stratosphere. Stratosphere is a layer above troposphere and extends up to 50 kilometers above sea level. The temperature increases as you go higher because of lack of turbulence. Turbulence is atmospheric instability such as sudden unpredictable air movements. Commercial passenger jets fly in lower stratosphere as stratosphere provides a smoother ride. The ozone layer is a region in stratosphere that absorbs most of the sun's ultraviolet radiations. Next, mesosphere. Mesosphere is a layer above stratosphere and extends up to 85 kilometers. It stops the meteors. All we see is a streak of light as they get burned up. The coldest temperatures in the Earth's atmosphere, about minus 90 degrees centigrade, is found at the top of this layer. Why? Because the temperature decreases as you go up. Next, thermosphere. Thermosphere is a layer above mesosphere. The top of thermosphere is somewhere between 500 to 1000 kilometers. Next, exosphere. Exosphere is a layer above thermosphere somewhere between 1 lakh and 1,90,000 kilometers. There is no definite boundary between outer space and atmosphere. However, Kármán line at 100 kilometers is frequently used as boundary between atmosphere and outer space. Satellites orbit around the Earth in exosphere. Next, ionosphere. Ionosphere is not a distinct layer but a region between mesosphere and thermosphere. The charged particles from the sun are emitted during the solar wind penetrate the Earth's magnetic field and gets deflected to the Earth's north and south poles. These charged particles collide with the atoms of oxygen and nitrogen in the atmosphere and breaks the electrons free from the atoms. As a result, auroras happen. So now what are auroras? Auroras are bright, beautiful bands of light you sometimes see at the Earth's poles. Aurora borealis are northern lights. Aurora australis are southern lights. Next, biosphere. Biosphere is a closed ecosystem comprising of all living organisms on the planet, including plants, animals, bacteria, and their relationship with elements of lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. Biosphere could not survive without other spheres, as all the living beings require minerals from lithosphere, water from hydrosphere, and gases from atmosphere. Biosphere is unique as life exists here. So far, there has been no evidence of life elsewhere in the universe. Thank you all for watching my video.